I apologize for being delayed. Would you believe I spent the entire lunch break, plus probably about another 30 minutes, crafting. Just crafting. Which is why there's those 3 negatives. It's kind of earning my opinion there, so to speak. So hope your days are going good. Because if they're not... Yeah, I know that feeling, Valerian. Not quite that bad, but that was pretty much my night, too. Of course, I got to bed at 2. 2 something. I forget what exactly. Really? Game? I mean, it's an interesting question. Is the Inquisitor that much more powerful? Does the Inquisitor have that much more powerful of a crew? Or... 44 through 46, Blatcherville. Or, is it just we have to make the sequel bigger and badder than the previous game? Which is a plague upon all fiction. Okay, so we've got this idea for this thing called Starkiller Base. It's like the Death Star, but bigger. No, Blatcherville. Like I said, just kind of earning my opinion there. The crafting itself was engaging. I have slowly started to learn a little bit more about how it works and how it operates and its limits and systems. And one of the weirder things about it is most materials have an equivalent. Like, you can do such and such with it, or you can also do this other thing with it, and both have the same stat effect. But, like, the weird part is that's simultaneously good and bad, because it gives you multiple places to farm, but it also means you have to have enough of one in order to do the thing, and I don't know, it's a neat little system. There's no negatives there, it's just something. Oh yeah, we also colored our gear. This is deliberate, by the way. I just did it to myself, not anybody else. Nobody cares what anybody else looks like. Yeah, the lightsaber was certainly decent, but it was just getting more and more and more outpaced. You probably don't even notice, but the mines I do right now do about triple the damage of a fully comboed lightsaber hit right now, so it was time to upgrade. Especially for this freaking zone. This zone sucks, by the way. Thank you, Feverish. I do always appreciate those subs. If you'd like to put that towards up to 3 things for future streams, please let me know. In fact, originally I was just going to go ahead and do this zone off camera. And I did get a decent ways into it, which is good, because I used several of the materials I found here in crafting. That's where you get tier 4 stuff. But, yeah, this place hurts. that's going towards Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order, and Per Aspera. You got it. Thank you again, as always. And I have something on my glasses. So let's get into a combat. And see how our companions handle this combat without me. I could not imagine navigating this zone without the ability to fly, by the way. This is a very vertical zone in a game that's called Dragon Age Inquisition. Like, this has got to be the turbo suckitude, doing this zone without the ability to fly. I cannot even imagine. Look at this. Look at this. The camp is up here. What is this? Endor? I suppose we could craft a better lightsaber, but I just blew everything on the staff, so... Oh yeah, we have like 150 power now. Probably enough to unlock everything forever. Which is good. That's how that should be.
No! I cannot have guests, lowlanders, even those who don't hail from the hold.
Who are you?
Game?
And why are you out here?
If I tell you, will you leave me be? I am Sigrid Gulsdotten, Augur's apprentice. I exiled myself from Stonebear Hold.
You exiled yourself?
Aye, I did. And my tongue will say no more on that.
Okay, well, thanks for that total lack of information. Yeah, I noticed they've already been talking about the Avar and the Hakan people. Just from roaming around the zone. Which is already more than I've seen in any other zone in this game. I'm still completely ignoring the shards, because those are worthless. Shards are worthless. Yes, they are. Down, then. People here, so they can do this without me. They do not appear to be. Okay, let's pop this. Okay, so Dorian's dead. Where the hell is my party? Get down here, people. Okay. Accept that. Yes, Blades will. We are. Like I said, this is where we got most of our resources for the crafting I just did. Good afternoon, Walker. Yeah, I've noticed, Blades. There was some random guy, just a dude, not named, not anything. He almost TPK'd me. It is nice to have a ranged weapon again. Meleeing... well... shoot, I haven't given a negative for meleeing yet. I mean, we're managing Wandering Doll. Yeah, I've also noticed that the rifts are very suddenly giving me tons of resources. Like, instead of being like one or two minor things I don't really care about, it's like, here's a crap ton of good stuff. It's weird. Looting all this stuff because I'll probably need it for later stuff. At some point I'll have to get armor for everybody else after all.
Inquisition soldiers, we lending a hand?
Nope, we're letting them die. By which I mean yes, we're lending a hand.
So I hear you're kind of the black sheep in your family, Sparkler.
Where does that saying come from? I'm not a sheep. No one in my family could be described as sheep.
I'm just saying, you and I have something in common.
Goodness, I had no idea.
Okay, not that much in common.
Lieutenant Farrow, sir. We've beaten back those Hackenite bastards. My men and I will hold here. The Hackenites along the river still pose a threat. After this last battle, we need time to fortify and regroup.
What's the situation along the river?
Between the Hackenites and the wildlife, this isn't the easiest place to maintain a presence. The river's the best way for the Inquisition to send supplies from Skyhold, or it would be if we could travel safely along it. The Hackenites set up camps near the banks, and they attack anyone who gets within view.
That will be all, Lieutenant.
Sir?
Okay. Alright. I suppose we'll sweep east next. Oh, I guess we could go north. Go do that first. Just think. Not counting, you know, DLC stuff, which I guess this technically is. This is our second to last zone. We might actually get to the MSQ tomorrow. And then we'll get a quest to go back to the hinterlands, and then I will die.
Someone help!
That's a good point. Failing to hydrate is a key cause of death. I sure hope so, Doom Rider. I mean, why wouldn't we, you know? Hi, Brigman.
determined.
I'm sorry.
I'll give them that.
Even in the middle of nowhere, we find fanatics. Lucky us.
We just have this fanatic magnet going on, you know? You know, the best part is at this point, there's no reason to loot anything other than, like, the end game stuff. So I can just skip looting from this point onwards. And I did actually figure that out, but admittedly only because of some trial and error. Oh, hey, look, there's giant spiders here, too. Well, Blue Fusion, we just met with Logain, and he was like, hey, something's going on with the Wardens. Ooh, that's our first skull. Let's see if we can do this. We probably can't. Okay, what are you doing? Well, it's also much easier to code Blade to Roll, which is almost assuredly why they did it. Hey, Claude Anderson, give me 1 second, please. I have to pay a little bit of attention here. Just a little. Thank you for the sub, Claude Anderson. And welcome to the Year Club. Oh my god, that's 4 Pride Demons. Okay. Now it's just us. So hang on, let's back off a little bit here. Let's also pop this. Not what I meant to do. I mean, I do got this, I just have to be a little bit more careful than I was being. I'm actually draining my mana here. Interesting. Friend's like, yeah, I got this. Don't worry about it. This sounds like one of the tales that Varric would make up. Yeah, and then the Inquisitor soloed 4 Pride Demons. Uh-huh. Sure thing, Varric. No, really? Yeah, you may or may not notice I'm getting guard every time I hit. Which is why I have a maxed out guard right now. In addition to my ability that just gives me barrier. I was there, laying in a pool of my own blood. So, that was interesting. Bunch of good resources. Some tier 4 stuff in there. Yeah, I got a couple of those from earlier rifts, and I was like, you know what? I think it was rifts. Might have been just the randos, because I was hitting some treasure chest spots too. But either way, I got a couple of those and put one on me, and I think I put one on his axe. It's either that or I put it on Dorian's staff. I'm not sure which. But either way, thank you, Justin. Give me a second here. I think it is. Dorian. Woohoo! Good luck on the fiber, Justin. Hopefully, it's actually worth a damn. That's going towards the STO Terran Gambit, Zelda Block, and Spectre Resurgence. And the anniversary sub from Claude Anderson is going towards P02, the BRPG block, Shadows Overloading. And thank you again for a year of support, very much so. Always. Okay. Oh yeah, I should also mention there was one other thing I did, and that was kill this spider! Why are there just spiders everywhere all of a sudden? Whatever. So I found armor recipes. And you're probably thinking, how'd you find them? Well, I Googled it. I can't view it in combat. Damn it, game. Can't you go away? Seriously, why do the spiders keep spawning? Oh my god, we're dying to a random trash bag, because that's just this zone in a nutshell. How would a controller UI be more or less pretty? I guess, how would there be any variance? Like, that's on the controller, right? Like, you have to actually make a nice looking controller. What is killing us over here? What are you, and why are you not leaving me alone? Oh! No, not at all. To use a direct example, Final Fantasy XIV, in my opinion, its controller HUD looks demonstrably worse.
Goodbye.
Oh god, and more enemies spawned as I'm standing here. Anyways... So armor patterns, right? It's not like I feel like my armor went up a substantial amount, but I did get new armor out here. This vendor right here. This guy sells a random assortment of patterns. You reload the zone in order to change which patterns he has. They're kind of expensive, but, you know, I've been hoarding and looting, like, all day and night. So I was able to vendor a lot of stuff in order to be able to get it back, blah, blah, blah. I should mention you need a Inquisition perk to make this guy worth a damn, but I happen to have enough perks left to do it. Just barely, so I went ahead and did that. Anyways. Let's get on with this crap. Peekaboo. What I want to know is, why are these Hackenite guys so much more terrifying than everything else in the universe? This is like the Threat of the Week episodes of Star Trek, right? Where some random species we've never heard of before or since just shows up and starts kicking the crap out of the Enterprise. And we're like, why are you not a major power? Explain yourself. I know the reasoning. It's because it's a DLC, but it is always funny to me, because a lot of games have this problem Here's the DLC content. You're fighting ninjas. They're level 37. What? Looking at you, Morrowind. Could you kill that thing, please?
Should be fewer Hackernite assholes around here now.
Oh yeah, that's the other problem I ran into. I'm guessing there's been a patch at some point or another. Excuse me, because I had everything planned out, everything mapped out via a walkthrough of what I would need, where, and how. Got all the materials together, and then didn't have enough materials. Double checked, and nope, the walkthrough is just straight up wrong. I know, I've never had a bad walkthrough in my life. Well, Iron Bull's dead. Again. I think he's supposed to do the most damage on my people. I'm a little sad that he keeps falling over like that, but whatever. Damn right. Negative to gameplay. Bad walkthroughs. Listen, I can't bring Cass out here. She's my one true love. Oh no, I do too, Doom Rider. That was the joke. It's so common at this point that it's more rare that I find a good walkthrough than a bad one. Well, yeah, that's why I brought Iron Bullets, because he's the deeps. Also because I gave him a nice tier 3 Axe of Death. But, you know. More Veil Quartz. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, no, I'm pretty much the tank here. I've kind of consigned myself to that. Oh yeah, I should have some forest music going, since obviously there is no music here, so.
Let me know if you need a break. I'm all right, thanks. Inquisitor.
The Hackonites were pushed back from the river.
That will put minds at ease, sir. I'll arrange patrols for the area. It's no Imperial highway, but we'll see people along as safely as we can.
I should go.
That will be all, Lieutenant.
Sir?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore that battle going on over there. It's none of my business. None of my business. Okay. Nope, 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 nope. That's a whole lot of nothing. Actually, that's an unfortunately good point. I've been thinking about this, and I think I'm going to give 1 negative for party AI. The fact that it's not customizable isn't great, but the fact that it sucks is. That's exaggerative. When I say it sucks, what I mean is it's not as good as it honestly probably should be for a game that is as heavy as on parties as this is. The previous two games got away with this by giving you the gambits, which pretty much bypassed the party AI, right? It was just you controlling the AI, which was great. Losing that, well, now all we've got is these people who are doing whatever the hell they're doing. I like to think this whole time Hawk and Logan are like, where the hell is the Inquisitor? We're just like, what? We'll be there in a minute. Kind of busy right now. I think being locked into one spec isn't... I don't want to pile on a negative, but what do we think? What do we think? What does the crowd think? Not being able to respec our specs. Like, we're an enchanter. That's it. We're locked into that. That's why I was thinking just one negative plate to all. I have seen much worse than this. You know. They do better than they could. This is kind of damning with faint praise, but there it is. That's true, Wandering Doll. Oh, I should probably mention I've been trying out Necro on Dorian quite a bit. It's decent. I think I prefer Knight Enchanter overall, but it's still pretty decent. See, that's what I was leaning towards, Blade Javal. Now, I do think that if they allowed us to respec our spec, that would probably be an additional positive, or at the very least a good thing. As is, It is what it is. Ooh, a Fade Touch Silverite. Nice. That's what I got on my staff. Hey, Unix. Bro fist. And thank you, as always. We'll jot that down for a couple of things, if you give me a second. No, it's fine, Doom Rider. I'm not accusing you of anything. Except for killing the queen of whatever. Antiva, there we go. Golden. Yeah, hitting Blade Javal. Like I said, I've seen worse. That's an interesting question. What's the worst party AI we've ever seen? My automatic knee-jerk thought to that is Kingdom Hearts. Probably Kingdom Hearts 1, specifically, where they might as well not even be there. So, right. And now I'm challenging myself. Can I think of a game that has worse party AI than Kingdom Hearts 1? Oh no, there's a thought loader. I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah. Old Infinity Engine games. Those were pretty bad. Secret of Mana's party AI is interesting because the amount of customization it gives is not as much as it looks like, but it's one of those situations where it's mostly a bad interface, but not a bad party AI. The party members themselves are pretty controllable in Secret of Mana. I don't mean by switching, I mean by setting them up, right? But the interface doesn't properly convey how to do that. It's actually deliberately misleading, something we'll talk about when we get there. In short, I don't think Secret of Manas would actually get a negative for AI at all. I think it would get a negative for the interface. Which is true for a lot of things in Secret of Mana. I would say no to both, Jim Ryder. I mean, those technically count as part of AI, but both are nowhere near as bad as that gets. Can I please? My prediction? Damn it. Well, now we gotta kill the bogfisher. I mean, there's only two possibilities here. They're going to formally announce GTA 6, aka the industry's least well-kept secret, because we all know they're working on GTA 6. We've already had leaks to the affair. Or, nothing. Excuse me. When I say nothing, I mean something related to GTA Online. AKA, nothing. Like I said, Judo Joker. Nothing. They already tried that, Mr. Red. Twice. Do you want me to spoil for you, Justin? Because I could summarize both directs in one sentence. I don't even remember FF13's party AI. I don't mean that as an insult. I mean that as a legitimate statement. I don't remember it. Good afternoon, Dark Day. Paper Mario 2 is getting a port on the Switch. We got a few more details about the Super Mario RPG remaster. Bunch of random indie stuff. And that's all Nintendo. On the Sony side of things, Spider-Man 2 still looks like it's going to be a good game. I know, shocking. And they showed off a bit of what's going to go on with FF7R2. That's it. There you go. There's the two directs. It's like 2 hours of videos that I just summarized for you. Correct, Dark Tales. The very first Super Mario RPG is, amusingly, the very first Mario RPG. Before the Papers and before the And Luigi's. Both of which would kind of branch off from SMRPG. Not bad. I'm gonna laugh if that's better than what I've made for him. He can't even wear it. It's also debatably better. Anyway, speaking as a big FF7 fan, I am more curious than anything else what they're going to do with FF7R2. I liked FF7R1 a lot.
Are the fishes of Stone Bear Hole too rude to share a meal with friends?
Can the jaws of Hakon not catch their own fish? Or are those jaws only good for flapping?
Mind your tongue, Bogwalker. Stone Bear Hold may not always shelter you, and you will need shelter when the cold winds come.
Yet I feel only hot air.
When the jaws of Hakon rule, you will wish you had been generous. If your weak lady has not already picked your foolish bones clean.
You guys, like, done being dumb?
The Inquisitor! Death to the Lawlanders!
Oh, okay. Die, then. FF7R2 will end at the ancient city. I say that without spoilers for obvious reasons. That's where part 2 is going to cut off. Yeah, no, exactly, Blade Runner. FF7R1 was very padded in gameplay primarily, to the point where it was actually aggravating me, pissing me off. And that ending can go directly to hell. But I liked pretty much everything else. Other than the party AI, I suppose. Combat, encounter design, boss design, customization, controls, interface, power progression. Voice acting was fantastic. Characters are perfect. I will never stop gushing about the characters. Those are the perfect examples, or not examples, versions of those characters. Just top to bottom.
You are the lowlander they call Inquisitor. I am Arvid Rolfson. Well thought. The fish will feed on fool's heart wine this night. I know not what brings you here, but we have no quarrel, you and I.
How long have you lived in the basin?
Stone Bear Hole's been here a few generations. I was born further north, but we left before I could remember. It was a good life, until the jaws of Hacken arrived. They brought trouble with them. People are expecting a raid, but...
You don't agree?
They seem bigger fools than that, for all their boasting. I cannot say what they plan, but it bodes ill.
I find myself in need of a boat. I need to reach that island.
The Lady's Rest.
What?
That island belongs to the Lady of the Skies. The spirits want us to leave it be.
Of course they do.
I don't wish to disturb your lady, but it's important.
If I give you the boat, and you anger the spirits and die, other lowlanders may come for blood. That is trouble for my hold, and not my trouble to take. Go to Stone Bear Hold and speak with my Thane, Svara Sunhair. Get her blessing, and you may sail to Korth's Rocky Heart, if you wish.
Okay. I think the Rufus fight is probably one of my favorites of that particular game. Not that they weren't all good, just that was kind of the standout for me.
Good place to get ambushed. Watch your back. At least it's not too dry.
Yeah, there's apparently just T-Rexes hanging out down here. Don't mind me.
Over there. She's not fighting those off alone.
No, Pika. He's not there yet.
Inquisitor. Still finding it difficult to breathe, but I'm not strewn across the landscape, so thank you. I'm Colette, Professor Kenrick's research assistant. I was hoping to conduct a survey of a Tevinter ruin in the hills. I may not have chosen the best route.
You're Kenrick's research assistant, so that makes you a student at the University of Orlais?
It does? Why?
Orlesian institutions aren't always accepting of elves.
So the glances and loud whispers remind me. The university accepts those worthy of admission, though elven students are few.
How do you find it there?
It's not easy, but this is what I want. And I like working for Professor Kenrick. Elven research students, where publications concerned, their work's often deemed not substantial enough for formal credit. But Kenrick cares about people who want to learn. If our research finds an audience, I know my name will be included.
Thing. After the next main story quest, Pika.
What were you hoping to find at the ruin?
The Tevinter's time here was brief, but their architecture endured, offering shelter, forming landmarks. Ancient Avar would have encountered these structures, which certainly predate Inquisitor Emeridan. Evaluating the ruins could offer insight into the region's history, once I can get set up.
You're still going there?
I've read everything we have on Emeridan, and studied up on new excavation techniques. I won't waste this opportunity. If you've a map, I can show you my destination, if you'd be interested in the findings.
Stay safe.
I will.
He will be, Dark Day. I can tell you that right now. Remember, they're covering up to the end of Disc 1. So, Yuffie and Vincent are both present. Along, obviously, with Kachi, excuse me. And whoever else. I guess that's actually it. This is definitely how you're supposed to navigate this.
The ancient Imperium did like to leave a mark. I wonder how long they stayed.
Is this where Kenrick's assistant was headed?
And she somehow got here before me. Even though I teleported and flew.
Inquisitor, you may want to see this. Inquisitor, I was going to send word. I found something. This inscription, almost completely faded, but two stood. Felt 60 true before our triumph. A breath in the hunt, and let rest the lowlanders, worthy of the lady's care. The markings and surrounding artifacts date to Ameridan's time. The references and scripts suggest Avar.
What's your theory?
I need to complete a full survey and have Professor Kenrick evaluate the site himself. But this may be a tribute to Heron and Orina, Inquisitor Ameridan's companions.
What makes you think the inscription refers to Heron and Orina?
It's only a theory, but the age of the markings and surrounding artifacts match the timeline we've established for Ameridan. I found glass fragments in the clay, several with slight veins of discoloration. Blue. Like Templar artifacts.
Templars?
The Templars were a new order in Ameridan's time. Given their small numbers then, few would be found outside the Chauncey's reach. It's unusual to find one deep in uncharted territory, unless he traveled here for a purpose, as Heron would have.
You don't think the inscription could refer to Ameridan himself?
It's possible, but Ameridan would have been recognized as a leader, which the inscription might have noted out of respect. And a breath in the hunt? Why note that your hunt continues unless your remaining prey was someone important?
What happened here?
An encounter with ancient Avar, and not a friendly one. Ameridan and his companions were outnumbered in an unfamiliar place. If Ameridan's not here, perhaps someone bought him the time needed to keep going?
If this is the resting place of Heron and Orina, it only remains because the Avar took time to honor them.
Respect for a worthy adversary? It wouldn't be out of place.
What do you know about Heron?
When the Templar Order was first formed, Sir Heron was among its members. He's arguably the most famous of the original Templars, though he was never one of their leaders. He's better known as one of Inquisitor Ameridan's confidants. They'd known each other since youth.
So they were close. Friends.
When Ameridan was made Inquisitor, Heron's position in his inner circle was assumed. A few ballads about them survive. The type with adventures and happy endings. I don't know if they're true. They remind me of my brothers, though.
What are you doing with your sword? You've been doing it this whole time. Like, it's just... Yeah, you're doing that. It's really kind of strange.
What can you tell me about Orina?
Orina was an alchemist in Orzammar. It's said she met Ameridan while dealing with a demon, but it's not known why Ameridan was there. Demons aren't common in the deep roads, but they were a problem for the Inquisition at the time. Orina knew she could help, so she joined Ameridan.
If she left Orzammar, that would make her a surfacer.
She turned her back on the stone, though it said she had few regrets. Some claim she was actually from one of Orzamar's noble families, but who can say? She never used her last name on the surface, and once exiled, the family likely struck her name from personal documents. Professor Kenrick petitioned Orzamar's Shaperate to grant access to their records, but the request was turned down.
What will you do with this information?
Professor Kenrick will expect detailed notes on the location, stone and clay samples, and any trace artifacts I can find. If Ameridan's history is compiled, this could be worth an entire chapter. I might get credit on the inside cover.
Thank you, Colette.
Inquisitor.
Uh-oh. No, yep. Damn it. Okay. New plan. New plan. Don't worry, Wandering Doll. She'll never get credit. Wait. I can't remember which story I was reading once. But there's this one person who was going way, 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 way above and beyond the line of work in order to research whatever big, evil, eldritch thing was in that setting, right? And they were asked about it, like, why are you doing this? I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to publish a paper out of this. And I'm like, you realize you can't, right? Like, that would release information about this and, you know, would make the situation worse. I'm like, yeah, but I really want to release a paper with my name on it. But you can't. Anyways, they killed the guy. So. These are level 26. We're going to be a little more cautious for no reason. These shades are more powerful than Carithia's. This is the Jaws of Hakon, which I've never done before. This is new to me. We've technically entered Mimir territory. Jeez, fears. I mean, I don't know where we are either, Narset, if that makes you feel any better. Oh, Varric's dead. I can't move. Correct, Starkday. Trespasser's the one everyone knows about, for obvious reasons. It's the one everyone talks about, even though it's, like, doesn't really reveal what's going on until the very end of the last DLC of the last thing of the game. Which, I'm going to argue for a -4 when we get there, by the way. I'm just going to let you know that right now. Okay, so everyone's dead. That's cool. That's cool. We're going to get this button here. Don't mind me. Then we're going to hit this button. Then we're going to get this button. Then we're going to fail at hitting that button for some reason. I'm not actually sure why. There we go. Okay. We've successfully hit a button. Thank God they're not actually immune to fire, could you imagine? That'd be a lot of my DPS just completely nerfed. Now this is Diablo 2. Yeah, no, that's pretty much exactly the negative in question, Caroline Noise. I don't want to say it's an approach that can't succeed, but statistically speaking, and actually objectively speaking, it's a lot less likely to succeed. And, well, frankly, I just think it's worth storytelling.
You know what I miss? Hornbalm. It's impossible to get it out here.
Really? Back in Kirkwall, you couldn't kick open a crate without finding a jar of the stuff.
Really? You got any?
No. We usually just threw it away.
Horns itching.
That's gotta suck. Having a horn itch? Ugh. But you scratch that. I mean, you don't. You use a horn balm. You just mentioned. Listen, Django, I didn't invent the game, okay?
Didn't work.
Okay, I think we're done with the zone until we, well, progress it. So let's do that. This might be a bit too far of a drop. Oh, Jesus. Okay, hang on. We got this. We got this. We're hobbling through the air, but we've got this. Gotta be careful here. So we don't take too much. Yeah, okay, we're okay, we're okay. What are you talking about, Django? What's the issue here? Oh, down. Down. Yeah, we're a mage, Django. Duh. Act like he's never played Inquisition before.
Sounds like a party. Or a fight.
No. I'll keep taking the fall damage. It's a nice blood tax.
Your climbers seem tired, Thane Son. Or hunting. Is your hold beast well?
We hunt as well as ever, Thane Harrison.
You would be safer under the shield of the jaws of Hakon.
Hask Fisherson has taken victory in sight of the Lady of the Skies. Parv, you owe 4 rams to Hask, not 3.
Ha! Ted is tits.
Wind, lift your oaths to the Lady of the Skies, and hand the rams over come sunrise.
May your people be as strong as your hold beast. This is not my hold, Lowlander. I will not shed your blood here. You will face the full might of the jaws of Hakon soon enough.
There's mace there.
We've heard of your arrival, Lowlanders. Come, share my fire where we might speak. Inquisitor, I am Svara Sunhair, Thane of Stonebear Hold. You have guest welcome here. The Lowlanders have little love for their mages. I am impressed that you came to lead this Inquisition. You and your people have come far from the safety of the Lowlands.
If you mean, do I think Dragon Age 4 will come out? I'd say it's an increasing chance. Yes, Dark Day. If you mean, do I think it'll be any good? No, I do not.
Yes. Given what we faced getting to your hold, we're nowhere near safety. We have learned that the last Inquisitor may have died here hundreds of years ago. We seek his body.
Giving peace to the dead is a worthy quest. Any help we can offer is yours. Sadly, the jaws of Hakon will not offer so warm a welcome. You have met their Thane, Gerd Harrison. I wager you have crossed blades with the jaws of Hakon in the wilderness. If you would search this place for your Inquisitor's body, they will want you to pay in blood.
That's your guys' decision, Narset, not mine.
I was told I needed your permission to borrow a boat from the fisherman.
Bah, Rolfson. He worries like a scared baby goat. The boat is yours. Tell him I said so.
Thanks.
I'll speak with you later.
Fair hunting. Inquisitor?
The Hackonites are attacking my people. I would welcome any assistance you could offer.
Bathing my blade in the blood of the Hackonites would be cause for a feast for most in this hold. The Hackonites are fools, and they have forgotten the old ways. But we have pledged peace with them. To attack with lowlanders at our side would make us oathbreakers. This is poor weather for me to ask that of my hold.
I'm not hearing a no, Thane Sunhair.
Among the avar, a hold draws strength from its hold beast. They are as kin to us. When our hold beast is strong and happy, there is joy. When it sickens and dies, it is an ill omen. Our bear, Storvacker, has not been seen in days. The hold fears for her. I cannot ask the hold to break peace oaths unless Storvacker returns.
I'll speak with you later.
Ask those in the hold about Storvacker. They may know something they have not told me.
I would say Mass Effect 4 has excuse me, I keep screwing that up. Mass Effect 5 has a much, much, much smaller chance of actually coming out. Now, it won't be good, but it's much less likely to come out at all, so take it that what you will. Has there been a BioWare game made after Inquisition as good as Inquisition? Yes. In fact, there's been a BioWare game that came out after Inquisition that is better than Inquisition. I even just verified the dates just now. Although, I am pulling a bit of it technically. Probably Dark Date, but it's the 5th Mass Effect game, so I'm gonna keep calling it that. I don't care if it's called God of War Ragnarok. It's God of War 5! Alright, so.
Every time I think I've seen the ugliest possible avar statue, a new one turns up that surpasses my expectations.
Good guess, Jesse's Mask, but no, I'm actually referring to, Hotet, aka Star Wars The Old Republic Knights of the Eternal Throne. The best, and arguably only good, expansion Tor ever had. It was actually pretty legit. I have often recommended that you play Tor up to and including that expansion and then put the game down. That's an interesting question, Yura. Yes and no, I would say. That's why I said there's an asterisk there, Jesse's Mask. I mean, the Legendary Edition would be a massive asterisk, because they barely did anything to 2 and 3, and even 1 wasn't changed all that much, really. So they wouldn't really get credit for that in my mind. But I would say they do a decent job of the world building of Dragon Age. And I mean that. But the problem there is so much of it feels so incredibly disconnected. I mean, tell me about the Freeman right now. Go ahead, I'll wait. I know that's low-hanging fruit, but it makes my point pretty clearly.
It would have looked just like one.
Yeah?
Thane Sunhair gave me guest welcome at Stonebear Hold.
Aye, she sent word.
As a guest, then, may I please borrow your boat?
We would be poor hosts to refuse. The boat is yours. I hope you come back alive.
Yeah, me too.
Wraps were empty.
Yeah, there has been some really good fleshing out of Tevinter, of the Qunari, of Orlais. Pretty big points there. And then there's, well, everything else.
Anybody else smell sea air and spice? That isn't right.
Your mind is being influenced by the spirits here. They're drawing sorrow from you like you draw water from a well.
Glad I asked.
Sleep.
I could do without all the demons, boss. Anytime you want to leave, it's fine by me.
I mean, valid RRC, but you sort of get my point. The Freemen were an interesting idea, they just don't do anything with.
We're not going to leave that rift here, right?
Talana slept. I slept. To find him in dreaming. But the blood. She's gone. Talana wanted to reach Ameridan again. One more time. But she couldn't. I couldn't. I died. I tried to stay, but only pieces came through. You opened the sky for the rest of me.
Quite possible, Janthel. We know that they were working on a bunch of different things at the same time here. At least 2 completely separate games. And you know ideas tend to get bounced around in situations like that.
You or she wanted to reach Ameridan again. We're also trying to find him.
Ameridan. Yes. Inquisitor. Beloved. She came with Ameridan to hunt the dragon.
The dragon?
Huge. Power like none had seen. It came from the mountains with the avar. Towns fell. All dead. One last favor for Emperor Draken. Slay the avar dragon. Save Orlais.
Hey, Bluff Alex.
There are no records of a dragon, so he must have killed it. And died doing so.
Yes. If he had lived, he would have found her. Me. But he didn't. And no one ever knew. They fought at the shore. Spirits and magic. Cold. So cold. How I found her. How she found us. They rested here. Then up the river. Metal spires. A way to stop the dragon. Then Talana returned here, alone, to wait for him. Forever waiting. Dreaming. Then dead.
We'll find Ameridan. You don't have to wait here anymore.
Thank you. It was hard. She went a long time ago. I stayed because she asked. Her things are there. She wanted them found.
I mean, spirits probably don't process time the same way we do, but still, that does not sound like a fun experience. Let it be known that the bearer, Inquisitor Ameridan, commander of the Seekers of Truth, traveled to the Fossback Basin in the official request of His Divine Majesty Cordelis Dracon, Emperor of Orlais, upon business vital to the safety and security of His Most Holy Empire, and that he and those who travel with him are to be afforded every service, rendered every assistance, and extended every courtesy in their efforts to protect Orlesian lives from the threats both magical and mundane. Make her watch over.
Hey, you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, you mean him. New ability. Yay. Well, that's not what I was expecting to find here. Good thing that dragon's dead, am I right? And thank God the minions of Hakan aren't here to try and kill me. That would be irritating.
For all Anders! Kill the Inquisitor! Death to his hold! For Hakon's glory!
Yeah, glory to Hakon. It's not like I'm not got enough crap to deal with right now with everything else going on. No, let's add you to the list. Yeah, one thing that kind of threw me a bit was Gaspar simultaneously comes out of nowhere and then goes out of nowhere, right? He's been referenced up until now once in the game. And it was only because we were doing an optional zone where they mentioned him by name, if you were paying attention to little side lore, which I was, of course. Other than that, he is a complete non-character so far. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't show up until we do the banquet, or the ball, or whatever. And I mean, considering what Gaspar is going for, come on.
Did I thank you for bringing the broth?
Yes, but I don't mind hearing it twice.
If I catch that cold-cursed beast again, I'll...
Injure the others.
I suppose we should do the side quests. I've been chewing on that idea for a second.
Runa should be here. Where did she get to?
Are you looking for someone?
My cousin Runa. She's off north climbing the hills instead of helping with the catch again.
Farewell.
Good day to you.
I suppose the real question is, how much is this game made worse by the way it includes the books? That's really what that question boils down to. I would say the biggest weird flaws in this one are everything to do with Wynn and Cole, personally. But I welcome the chance to debate that and
Let's take a look.
Yeah, be proven wrong. Yeah, okay, fine. Up. Up. There we go.
There's a lot of loose stone here, and an avar axe.
Someone left it on purpose. A trail marker.
The woman at the beach said her cousin Runa went climbing. Maybe this is where she began.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to my knowledge, they never said that completely definitively, Doom Rider. We just know of his connection to the kid who died in the tower. Well, definitively know about that connection, I should say.
Be welcome, Inquisitor. Though I fear I've time for little more than a greeting. I must prepare these souls for their greater journey, particularly those who depart without the reverence due. Their way is often hardest.
Will someone not be given proper rights?
Calden Enverson is one of the few whose soul may return. Bloodkin must make an offering to the Huntmaster, who prepares it. Or so it should be. Calden's son, Finn, has failed in this duty, but then there's you.
Me?
You're a guest of our hold. A gift from you cannot be refused. Even an offering for Calden. I cannot dictate the nature of a gift, but if my suggestion appeals to you, speak to the Huntmaster.
I should be off.
Lady keep you.
I think you're right, RRC. Oh god, we got physics in the air. Too far. Too far. There we go.
So, come to test yourself.
How so?
Our warriors want your measure, Inquisitor. Bring us an offering, and we'll let you fight Hakon's trials. Stonebear Hold would know if the spirits favor you. So would I.
Nope. I'm out. Peace.
Farewell.
Safe journeys.
We're good.
Wind seems colder than it should.
Inquisitor, you've need of a hunter, or you're just wandering? Doubt you lowlanders see many holds, but I'll tell you, there are none finer.
Do you have any idea where Storvacker has gone?
Our hold animal's a hungry one. She might be after the game in the valley to the west. As the weather's turning, I'd not think she'd roam further.
I spoke to the woman preparing bodies for funeral. She said I might make an offering for Calden.
How would... As a gift? Sly woman. In that case, I'll accept an offering from the hand that gives it. Tradition says the offering's made to Koth. Only creatures who touch the god's realm will do. I'll mark where someone last spotted. It'd be an unmatched gift, Lowlander. I still pity Calden's son, though, losing his father's name.
What do you mean?
Finn failed to complete the rites. That'll see him disowned when the burial's complete. He's fatherless whether you do this or not, Inquisitor. Seeing it done will give him some peace, I imagine.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Inquisitor, I'm honored by your visit. I'm Finn Caldenson. Forgive me if I don't stand to greet you properly.
How were you injured?
A storm blew up a few months back. It's the worst we've seen in a while. I was helping to secure the fishing boats. Einar nearly fell in. I caught him, but the current caught me. My leg got crushed against the rocks. It hasn't set properly.
I know about your father's burial. And the offering.
I tried. I dragged myself out of this cursed bed, but the pain... I collapsed. The Huntmaster found me and dragged me back. Said we didn't need another dead man.
I'm told I can make the offering as a gift for the hold. I'll try to do so for your father.
He won't be my father much longer.
The loss of your name.
It doesn't matter. Whether or not he's my father, I still love him. I would not see his soul severed from the earth, if it's meant to return. If you can make a gift of the offering, there's no way I could repay you.
I'll let you rest.
Lady keep you.
Seconds and minutes is actually quite easy to define. It's a very specific form of padding. It's when a particular game does something minute but commonly enough that it stretches out the overall length of the game farther than it should be. A common example I like to give is looting. Loot animation, which, as amusing, is true in this game as well. Is that up? It looks like it's up. Exactly, Dark Day. Seconds in minutes. Check it out. Whole zone. And it's struggling to render it. Oh, God. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, we're okay. We're okay. We're okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. We're all okay here. Yeah, I'd give it like 3 or 4 months, Trihex 2. Well, the worst part about this seconds and minutes concept is it's the kind of thing that unless you're paying attention for it, you probably aren't even going to notice it. Because it's such a minor thing. It's just, yeah, okay, whatever.
There. Another trail marker.
Oh, by the way, comics and anime, I hope you enjoy the extremely mature adult content in this game. Especially since we've already had our sex scene for this particular game. It's about the most PG-13 thing I've ever seen in my life. Except for Mass Effect 1's, obviously.
I will never understand why Kunari warriors spend half their time running around bare-chested.
Thought you'd appreciate that.
It's stupid. They should wear armor.
You see a member of the Barasad in full armor, you run, because it's war.
They should wear armor all the time.
Then they'd have to invade everyone. You're so bloodthirsty.
I mean, it is, Janthal. Something that not a lot of people understand is that the ESRB is actually run by the gaming companies themselves. Each of the major representative gaming companies essentially sends a rep to the ESRB and actually manages what they decide to give each given thing. And yeah, there's just as much inconsistency and politics involved with that as that sounds like. Don't mistake me, I'm actually fully in favor of the concept of an ESRB, and I mean that. Not every parent has the kind of time I do in order to be able to look into a game for my niece and say, this is a game that'll be good for her. So having something that you can do an at a glance is helpful. And having a description of exactly why that at a glance has been given that rating is helpful. It's just it's not done properly, which is, I mean, the problem with half of reality, isn't it? I mean, at this point in history alone, it's probably PG, being honest.
I think our mountain climber was here.
Let's hope she's not planning to trek out to the Frostbacks.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out what the heck it wants me to do here. I'm just kind of making it up as I go. Thankfully, I can actually visibly see the things it's trying to get me to search. Otherwise, I'd be screwed.
Just in time! Join the fray! The fight's a worthy one!
Okay. I mean, you remember when Mortal Kombat was rated super, like, ultra mega adults only? For a few pixels of blood and some skeletons. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Movies have gotten way worse about their ratings.
Oh, well thought. I'd heard Lowlanders were about. You'd be the Inquisitor, from the Hand.
Your cousin was looking for you.
Oh? Oh, the fishing! I was to help Lena with the fishing. I must make an offering to the gods first. Shall I give your names in the prayer?
No, I'm good.
Thank you, but there's no need to mention me in your prayers.
As you wish.
Yeah, let's just go find something else to kill.
Never mistake friendly spirits for tame.
Right.
The lady keeps the skies, where blows the morning wind. Korth grants mountain shelter, Hakon blooded hide and bone. My name is Runa Learsdotten. I give a gift to match your own.
Well, I didn't expect it to just pop up.
All right, then. Moving on.
We've been favored. The gods don't always appear.
It's just
I'll tell Lena this tale. Perhaps a good story will put a smile on her face.
Right. We're just gonna pretend that never happened and move on with our lives. Quest doesn't even exist. The worst part is, well, that's not true. One of the many bad parts is a lot of hang on. A lot of people don't seem to understand what the appeal is of making an R-rated film, too. You remember when Deadpool came out and it actually made a decent chunk of change because it was a good film? Do you remember how in the immediate wake of that, a lot of movies came out that were suddenly R-rated that weren't going to be originally? And it made the films worse? Yeah, Logan contributed to that too, I agree. God, Logan was dark. Really, really dark.
Someone fought something big here. It could be that bear the Avar are looking for. If the bear isn't dead, it has to be nearby.
Excuse me, are you a bear? Honestly, nowadays I tend to pay attention more to the financial and creative side of movies than the movies themselves. Which probably says something about how old and boring I've gotten, but it's still true. See, no, I agree comics anime, but that's sort of my overall point. If you can take your film, remove the R rating, and the film isn't changed or isn't worse for it, then your film probably shouldn't be R rated to begin with. But as with Logan, and arguably Deadpool, those films had to be that way. It would just kind of ruin the films if they weren't. Let me flip this a little bit. Any of you remember Lethal Weapon 2, specifically? Well, Lethal Weapon 2 didn't need to be R-rated. Now, I know that sounds kind of strange, but I stand by that. It's a typical 80s action flick. It absolutely did not require the R rating to be the film that it was. First film, a little more debatable. A little more debatable. Now you got me thinking, what are some films where I think being R-rated has demonstrably improved the quality of a specific film? God, that was The Flash, I believe, Trihexia? Back in comics, which was a while ago. Like, a while ago. And, it was a thing where his girlfriend was put into a fridge. Which is honestly about as horrible as it sounds. Hence the term fridging.
The Lowlanders have freed the sacrifice! Jaws of Hakon! Destroy them!
Okay. Ah, it was Green Lantern. My bad. I knew it was DC. That was what I know. I don't remember when it was. It was a while ago. Good afternoon, Evo. I have a treat for you. So, yeah, I agree with Alien 1. Perhaps amusingly, I don't think Alien 2 actually needed to be R-rated. Much different focus, but Alien 1 needed that, yeah. And I agree with Terminator 1 as well. Saw 1, yeah, I'll agree with that as well. Okay. So, alright, Evo, we need to navigate. Okay? But there's this giant tree log in my way, so I want you to help me get around this tree log, okay? Because we can't swim. You know we're water soluble. So how do we get by this? You know this game a lot better than I. You've probably done this DLC before. I have not, so this is new to me. Probably Dark Day. There's really not a lot of R-rated material in Aliens 2. Well, I agree with that too, Blue F. Alex, but you get my overall point, right? Okay, opening the map. Here we are. RoboCop needed to be R. I agree with that. Although, ironically, it was censored too much. Something I've talked about in my rumination of that film. Probably Ashley, Triaxia, I would say. Predator? So, I'm very biased here, because I watched the PG version of Predator. Like, I talked about that in my rumination. For years, I didn't realize there was an R version of that film. If it's not obvious, I think the PG version of that film is just fine. In fact, I think it's great, because the core elements of the film don't really have anything to do with the people being skinned alive, you know? That's kind of it, though. All they really censored was the showing the carcasses that were skinned. All right, so you ready, Evo? Are you ready? Because I've got an idea. It just occurred to me. So in order to get over this thing, let's go ahead and just kind of go over it, I think. I think that's going to be the best option here. Let's go this way for a bit. Okay, we got to turn. We got to turn a little bit. We're having some trouble. Hang on, we got to land here in a second because we're starting to flail a little bit. Give me a second. Give me a second. Oh, yeah, we went too far. Okay, hang on. Okay, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. I think we're gonna make it. I think Last Action Hero was probably my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger film. I'm not sure after that. Like, there's a lot of really good ones. Oh, shoot. I don't know what you're talking about, Evo. Okay, this thing has a lot of health. I've decided not to bother with this. We're just gonna... Is this the quest? Is this where we're going? Yep, okay, nope, we're here to kill this thing. Okay. Well, that's the thing that can happen, so let me go ahead and pull my phone up to my ear so I can hear it. Hello? Hello, sister. What's going on? Okay. I don't know what's cookable right now. I haven't looked in the fridge lately. If we're doing something grabby, I suppose... I feel like something simple, especially given lately. Like, you were mentioning being in the mood for cheese, right? I know, that's what I mean. That's what I'm referencing. So, are you feeling Mexican, then? Oh, well, okay. Evo says hi, by the way. Maybe you should fix that?
One of the animals the Huntmaster described.
We probably could. There's like 4 slices total. Like, it's not a lot. There's one slice of the cheese and like 3 slices of the chicken ranch, whatever. And that's it. Not that I saw when I went up for lunch, but possible I'm blind. You know what we could do? Hang on, random idea. You want to just get IHOP? We would have it delivered. I don't know, what are you in the mood for? Well, I know when that was, because that's also when I last ate at IHOP. I mean... they have a couple of other things. 1 or 2. Okay, tell you what. Rather than decide right now while you're, driving, why don't we wait till you get home? And then you can look at the menu. Yes, good idea. I shall do that. Oh, also, Eva said she didn't mean to not pick up. She was apparently unavailable. She says to text her when you're free, Evo. You that was a gift from my sister, Lord Harriman. She said, I can't really be a proper reviewer unless I'm yelling at the game. And Lord knows I've yelled at games, so I suppose fair enough.
Everyone remember not to look down.
Are you saying that because you already did?
Let's not start a whole game of who looked down and suddenly felt the weight of their own mortality, shall we? Some of us have to concentrate on walking.
Just fall off the ledge. Jesus Christ. Let's try that again. Oh my god. Physics. 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 Okay, we're here. We're here. What are we doing here? Why did we come all this way? Didn't that... I try not to. I try not to actually yell at games. I usually try to jokingly yell at games, which is a very, very different vibe. Again, we're in combat, because of course we are. Probably with invisible spiders, because this is a jungle of hell. Yeah, like Secret of the Stars. I would have to think about it. What's the last time... There was a game... in the last few months that actually pissed me off. That wasn't Baldur's Gate 3. Because that was also one of them. But no, it was something else. I mean, this game has been aggravating the hell out of me, but no, this game hasn't hit that particular barrier. Yeah, it was Shantae 1. It was. God damn that game. Oh. That was not fun. If you don't have time for a dark day, I highly recommend the highlight reel. It's a good one.
Goat-kissing, blood-drinking, Hackernite chicken craps. Thank you, Inquisitor. Storvacker has returned. My hunters saw what you and she did to the Hackonites who held her. In trapping Storvacker, the jaws of Hakon broke their peace oath with Stonebear Hold. Our blades are yours.
We welcome the help.
More than you know, Inquisitor. My hunters brought items back from where they held Storvacker. I know what they intended. It is not something you will like. Something few Avar would tell Lowlanders. But you must hear it. The jaws of Hakon sought to bind their god in mortal form and bring war to the Lowlands.
They wanted to send a god to destroy us. Could they wait until I'm done with the current god who wants to destroy us?
You are right to worry. This battle is not yet won. Though you have given them pause, they will try again. Ages ago, the old Jaws of Hakon did the same. They brought their god to life to destroy the lowlands. Their foolishness lost Hakon to all Avar. Now they would free him and begin again.
You said that the Jaws of Hakon first tried binding their god in mortal form hundreds of years ago.
What of it?
In our search for Inquisitor Ameridan, we learned that he came here to fight a great dragon 800 years ago. A dragon that came from the mountains with Avar warriors to attack the lowlands.
Your last Inquisitor must have fought well to stop Hakon himself.
Based on what we know, what must we do to stop the Jaws of Hakon?
Their hold is an old lowlander fortress. It is shielded by a great wall of ice. Magic even the Hakonites do not know. Unravel its magic, and we will scatter their bones so the lady never finds them.
We still need a way to melt the wall of ice around the Hakonites' fortress. Do you have any ideas?
No. It is lowlander magic and nothing to do with us. Our spirit talkers are useless as battle goats. The Hakonites must have found the magic in the old fortress. Speak to your people. Perhaps they will know more.
I'll speak with you later.
Farewell.
Yeah, I've been thinking that too, Wandering Doll. Although we know they walked away from that, although we do not know why. I like that Phantom quest that's just sitting there, and it's just gonna keep sitting there forever. Because that's just my life now. You know, that's true, Janthel. And we even know why they walked away from it. It's because they're having issues getting it working in this stupid engine. Like, they occasionally have cutscenes. But usually only the fully animated ones. I remember reading about that. It's something about how the game has difficulty doing animations that are not captured in a certain way. So...
May I help you, Inquisitor?
A spirit on the island held the memories and possessions of Ameridan's lover, a woman named Talana. It told us that Ameridan was here on orders from Emperor Draken himself, and where he went next.
Untrust his dimples. I may have received tenure from that sentence alone.
Yeah.
Ameridan had a lover. Talana, you said. The Inquisitor's Lady Mage. There was such debate over whether she existed. And there were orders? This was a request from Draken? This changes everything.
When I helped the Avar at Stone Bear Hold, we learned that the Jaws of Hakon once bound their god's soul to a beast. According to the spirit, the dragon Ameridan faced was powerful and accompanied by hostile Avar.
You believe they could be one and the same? That would mean... Of course! Of course! Brilliant! 800 years ago, the Second Blight threatened a weak Orlais. A perfect time for the Avar to attack. This Avar god dragon could have endangered the Olesian Empire had Ameridan not stopped it. That explains why he would accept such a dangerous mission. And likely how he died.
Let's make sure Hakon stays dead. The spirit said to follow the river to the north, and something about spires or spikes.
Up the river, the scouts have had trouble with Hakonites up there. I'll continue my research, but for now, your guess is as good as mine.
I'll speak with you later.
Random thought while I'm going through this DLC. Do you notice it also has more frequent music than the entire rest of the game? It's still not what I would prefer, but there has been more frequent music in this whole zone. And yeah, no new songs that I can tell. I think they probably got at least a few complaints of it. Or it was a bug. Yeah, go ahead, Czar, hit me. Hang on, wait. This is what I'm going to do. I'm just stuck here in the air until you ask your questions, Czar. You got to ask the questions, Czar. Oh god, we're being raided. Oh, you got to ask the questions so I can stop being in the air while I'm being raided. Oh, Jesus, help me. Help me, God. Okay, we're good, we're good. Jeez, it's like my full health bar. Hello, Zazojo. What's going on? I'm just being a weirdo. Don't mind me. Is Meryl's romance written well or not? Yes. Not the best. It's not the worst. But it is, I would say, a net positive. Hey, Valerian, welcome home. And also to the stream, which is technically home as well. Think about it. I'd have to think about my favorite romance from 2 specifically. Sebastian! I'm joking. I'm joking. This way, I think. Yep. For the record, I would put Sebastian at the absolute bottom of that list. And Anders' romance can be interesting, weirdly enough. Yes, I've discussed it at length, Lunaruth, as you might imagine. The problem is we're very much in a we need to see what the next step is kind of a space. Okay. I think everywhere's technically ancient Elven, but yeah, we're in water-soluble land here. Oh yeah, the Cassandra romance was really well done. In this particular game, Cassandra and the Iron Bull are probably my 2 favorites. Followed by Josephine, and then whatever else. Nice place. Get physicsy a little bit here. It's not dwarven stuff, it's elven stuff. This friggin' place. Apparently this is Tevinter, as that indicated just now. Ugh! All these ancient people, we need to just wipe them all out. Failed Josephine romance? No. Oh, no, I am vaguely amused they bothered to do as much as they did with the Cassandra nudity.
Well, we're up the river. That old Tevinter building must be what the spirit meant.
Right.
found something they don't want found.
Yeah, a giant explosion in their face. I mean, does anybody want to find that, honestly? Let alone twice. Sarah's romance is actually pretty good. Really. I would probably put that at the number 4 slot. If you put a gun to my head. Which you like doing for some reason. Oh, that was strange. They don't talk about ancient elves and how extraordinarily evil they are. Especially since that hasn't even come up yet in the story. Have you noticed that? I barely remember Cullen's romance, which is probably the biggest insult I could give it. It's a good question, Darthan. Yeah, Cullen's was just not memorable. Even Solus is more interesting than Cullen. You know my opinion of Solus. Yes, Dexieth. Cullen as a character is fine, but... Blackball's romance is not what I would call good, but I would call it the most terrible thing in the known history of the universe. Like, there are kittens who are like, oh my god. Probably Wandering Doll. And I have no idea why he is that. Not a clue. It's because he crushes on the female mage, obviously. I don't know. I'm making that up. I have no idea why Cullen is popular. There's no method by which to predict whether or not a character will be popular. Characters are popular because they're popular. That's been true since the 70s. The example of that in my mind is Boba Fett, who is popular because he's popular. There's no logic to it. There's no reason to it. He's popular because he's popular.
This is brilliant. This must be what the spirit meant. Excellent find. From what I can see, this is an ancillary station. Likely a scouting post for the larger structure to the east. What can it tell us about where Inquisitor Ameridan went?
Well, okay. Poke her head in here. Well, this looks like a BioWare puzzle.
This is Tevinter, from well before the last Inquisitor's time. I understand they use such tiles as locks. Interesting, though not likely related to Ameridan.
That's actually another good example. Spock was popular because he was popular. Don't mistake me. The thing some people don't understand is they say, but Spock's a great and interesting character. Yeah, but that's not why he was popular. The reason Spock, Nimoy, got so much free reign to design the character he was playing was because he was so popular that he could get away with that. But the popularity had to come first. If you watch, like, the original episodes of TOS, Spock's barely a character. He's not human, and that's about it. Now, I was hoping for some combat, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to just sit here for a moment because I got to make dinner happen. So give me 1 second, please. Here. Have some forest music. First then the in-game music starts. Thanks, in-game music. Appreciate you. God dang it. Is it done? Okay, here's back to the music then. Jesus Christ, game. Work with me on this. Did it just start up again? Amok Time was the first truly Spock-centric episode. It was supposed to be in Season 1, Dark Day. So they had already gotten to the point where he was popular, and they wanted to do something with him by then. But, you know, they didn't. Is it really, Ross? I'm not sure I believe you. You might be lying to me. I apologize this is taking me so long. I'm ordering for 6 people. And I gotta, like, constantly cross-reference, like, okay, what do you want? Okay. Okay, what do you want? Okay. Wait, you want what? Alright. You're saying you want this now? Okay, I guess I can make that happen. They actually... Wow. Let's do... Sorry, I'm almost done, I'm almost done, I'm almost done. I apologize for the time this is taking. Okay, there. Okay. And the music keeps flitting in and out. Alright, puzzle time, puzzle time. Ah, okay. Amok Time is my personal favorite TOS episode. Hey, Savicom. Savicom hates a muck time. I don't blame her, though. Do not blame.
I got Professor Kenrick here safely. The rest is up to you.
Lady Harding was quite nimble in the wilderness.
I'll be watching to make sure the Hackonites don't come back.
Okay, we did it. Now what? We did it. Oh, god damn it. Do I have to fill...
I believe that shape relates to the tiles. If you could replicate the shape in the tiles, something would happen.
Thank you for that keen insight into this situation, sir. Well, okay, that's not what I wanted to happen, but that's okay. We can make this work. Ah! I'm just gonna Google it. I'm just gonna Google it. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. This does not exist. What is the... Where am I? What am I doing here? Prospect Basin.
Look at that!
All of that for a frickin' weapon that I can't equip? God dang it. Why am I here? You know what? That's a fair point. I was paid to be here. I want you to do me a favor and immediately murder me. Just turbo murder. Why is this not working? What? Okay, you know what? I did it! Wow, that was a very fascinating and worthwhile puzzle. Oof, okay. It's also apparently completely optional, which would have been nice to know.
That didn't do the trick.
Okay.
This is Elven. I believe it's the word for light. It's some sort of clue to this barrier. Not sure how.
Yeah, to this day, the Voyager intro theme is still my favorite of the Trek intros. I know, antithetical. It's still true.
That didn't work.
Hang on, hang on. I need to go hunt down Savicom here really quick. Have a polite word with her, I think. I kind of don't like TNG's intro. I mean, objectively, it's a good intro. And I mean that. Like, it does everything that the intro to a show needs to do. But it worked for me. Hang on. You'll notice a green magic barrier, which you should destroy using the Veil Fire located on... Okay. So apparently this is what's required to destroy this. Get out of my way, please. Enterprise's intro, of course, can go directly to hell. Just, you know, like that. Like that right there.
Oh, well done. Well done indeed.
That's something you don't see every day.
A pair of shrines. This one is clearly Andrastian, albeit from a very early period, likely pre-divine. But this is Elven, one of their gods. What was it? Every mother finds Druffalo among sleeping juniper groves. G something, the one with the deer.
That would be Gillinan, mother of the Hala.
Yes! Brilliant, thank you. Oh, that would have bothered me all day.
2 shrines for 2 lovers. Inquisitor Ameridan and Talana. Maybe Talana was an elf.
Oh, yes, that's good. The Chantry expunged references to elves before the Exalted March on the Dales. They erased the Canticle of Shartan. They must have done the same to Talana.
It's only natural. History is written by the victor, after all.
Regardless, the important thing is what this tells us. It's not a burial site. That much is obvious.
Look at those flowers. They're not native to the area. What if they were left at the shrine as an offering?
Yes. A night of prayer before battle against the dragon. But then where? Where? We're missing something. What are we missing? Oh, where did you go?
No, we didn't bring Solus, because I haven't been bringing him, and nobody gave me any reason to. And I can't just change party members on the fly, obviously. Actually, yes, Ross. Especially since, and I've told you this before, when Enterprise first came out, it was not called Star Trek Enterprise. It was called Enterprise. Fair enough, Blateval. A valid
That didn't
point
do the trick.
to be made.
Didn't work.
Okay. Yeah, that line is, why am I here?
Professor, look at this. Shartan 10-7 and Transfigurations 10-1.
Shartan is dissonant. And before them, empty, outstretched, lay the land which led to the gates of Minrathous. And Transfigurations is, the light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world. Why these verses? Why would Inquisitor Ameridan take the time to carve this before going into battle?
The gates of Minrathous. Isn't there a Tevinter fortress in the area?
Yes? Oh, of course! The ritual site! To seal the dragon away, Ameridan's elven mage must have used a spell at a site of great power.
My scouts have checked the fortress. It's sealed behind a wall of ice. It has to be magic.
Let's look around. Ameridan found a way through that ice, so that way should be nearby.
I mean, I haven't leveled or geared either of those people, but I will suffer for your amusement, Logue.
The light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world.
Brilliant! When the Imperium abandoned this fortress, they left the wall of ice to lock the door behind them?
And every lock has a key.
Like these trail markers. Ameridan must have known how to use them. If they can melt through the ice, that must be where Ameridan sealed away the dragon.
I'll follow the markers and see what we can find.
If there is, I'm not aware of it, Czar. Yeah, honestly, I'm with Blade Ball.
Things will burn through the magical ice.
As long as the trail markers are still functional, we should be fine.
You think these things will get us through that giant fortress wall?
No, it's cool, Loke. We'll do it. We'll figure it out. But yeah, this isn't Dragon Age Origins where they could, easily have a full party of 20 people in one melee. This is Inquisition, where they're just trying to, put everything together with tinfoil and string. No, Ross. There's a gap when TNG ended and before Voyager began.
Are we waiting now? I'm so glad I came along.
I don't know what you're complaining about. You're taller than I am.
No, they couldn't afford duct tape, Janthel. Dragon Age 2, that's duct tape. I am strongly tempted to give this one quest its own negative. This is ridiculous. I mean, obviously, I'm flying over there, but just I can literally sit here and picture what walking at normal walk speed through this entire goddamn zone to hit these markers one by one would be like. It does not sound like a pleasant experience. Like, you see this speed right here? This would be normal speed. And we'd have to do this. Up and down the mountain we just came up. After going up and down the hill we just came up. And so forth and so on. This is, no.
"800 years is a long time to expect a path to stay pristine. We'll have to find another way."
Or I can fly. Because screw that noise. Having said that, I think this is like the second least bad zone we've covered so far. So make of that what you will.
Not far to that old Vint fortress now.
Look at that. We really are just crossing the zone. Can't remember the name of it. Hang on. Crestwood, I would say, is the least bad. I don't believe I gave any negatives to Crestwood. I don't think I gave any Crestwood positives.
Your gods are weak, Inquisitor! You will see the power of Hakon when we destroy the lowlands!
I don't see us breaching these walls. Could we try something else? Perhaps our new friends at Stone Bear Hold will have some ideas.
Well, it's worth noting that several zones also got positives, so it's possible in final math that, you know, one of the zones is actually better than Crestwood, but if you put a gun to my head right now, Crestwood kind of rose to the top of that list immediately. It's probably worth noting Crestwood is also one of the smaller zones, and I do think that is a relevant factor. But at the same time, the Mire's pretty small too, and I was not a fan of the Mire, so I don't think that's the only factor here. Is there not a... Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, God. This... yep. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, we're alive. Ahem. I guess here? Yes. I mean, name a good swamp zone. Well, Mire sucks because the infinite spawning problem, the narrow corridor nature of it, and the fact that between the map and the fog, it's actually kind of hard to tell where you're going at any given point in time. Also, I'm pretty sure I could probably come up with a good swamp zone if I thought about it for a minute. Is there seriously not a party-changing horn around here? Really? Really, really? You're not... Okay. Oh, there it is, there it is. God damn it. Okay. We're bringing Cassandra, and... Spitface. And I guess Dorian. He's my only healer. Just hang on. Solus, hey buddy. Let's go with that. And that. And let's go with that. Let's go over to Rift Mage. The dumbest mage of all mages to ever mage. Let's grab everything on the way down. Yep. Okay. And then Cassandra, I haven't touched you in a while. No, not like that. I mean, in fairness, we've only had sex once. Ooh, yes, that one. Okay. You don't have gear, but you're gonna live with that. Let's go.
When you are ready, you have our blades, Inquisitor.
I could, but that would take me another hour and a half wandering, though.
I'm ready to attack the jaws of Hakon.
Good. They will pay the blood price for what they have done.
It's not an exaggeration, by the way.
Your Skald and your Scout are here. We can plan the assault.
Oh, I like the sound of Scald. It's more dramatic than Professor. Yes, well, everything we've found out about Inquisitor Emeridon suggests that he never emerged from that Tevinter fortress.
If that is where your Inquisitor defeated Hakon, that is where the Jaws of Hakon must perform the rite to free him.
Inquisitor Emeridon saved the lowlands from an Avar invasion. We cannot do any less.
You really have no problem with us killing your god?
Gods cannot be reborn until they die. Hakon needs a good rebirthing.
If you say so.
With its ice wall melted, the fortress is open to attack. We must strike soon, before our foes recover.
They're already trying. I've got most of our forces defending the shrine from Hackonites who want to restore the wall.
If anyone has suggestions, now is the time.
What gives you fear, Inquisitor? Is this not the battle you wanted?
I'm no warrior, but with Lady Harding's forces defending the shrine and no way to breach the walls...
Lowlanders. Why not climb the walls?
Your warriors can get over those walls before the Hackonites stop them?
This is not a war, Stone Daughter. This is a raid. We strike at night, clad lightly. We climb the wall and open the gate from inside.
If Stonebearhold can open the gates, we would be grateful.
The jaws of Hakon have been bugs in my bedroll for months, Inquisitor. We owe you thanks.
Inquisition forces will feign weakness near the shrine. That'll draw some of them away from the fortress.
Not too many, I hope.
Yes, save some for us.
And yes, I do, Luke.
Right, Inquisitor. Hask and I will climb over.
I'll be there to catch Parv when he slips.
Of course you will. You'll be behind me after all.
Well, this should be fun.
Where the guard?
I've got him.
There! For Lowlanders!
Kill the Inquisitor! Death to his home! For Hakon's
And we have a bear! Hooray!
I'm sorry, I don't see a question there, Zara. I mean, we did free the bear from being sacrificed, if you remember. Nice touch, by the way. I mean, this is very technically a holy war. Excuse me, a holy raid. Gates open. Hey, bear. Join me. Join me. Okay, never mind. Possibly Ziad? We haven't had a judgment lately, but I think it's just because we haven't been pushing the MSQ. We have not judged the bear. We've only judged 2 people total. The jackass, who, you know, we tossed him to the Templars. And, God, I can't remember what tribe they were, but the tribe of people we sent north to Vinter. Who we have been tacitly supporting in their efforts to destabilize Tevinter. Because, you know, screw him. Dorian may be right, and Tevinter may not be Nazi Germany.
It must be in there.
But Tevinter is still a hostile force, which needs to be treated as such. Is there a class in Forgotten Realms like Arcane Trickster? So, last I checked, Arcane Trickster started in Forgotten Realms. Double check that. Yeah, there it is. It is a subclass of Rogue, specifically. Pretty sure it's available in Baldur's Gate 3. If I flipped that question, if you're asking if there's such a thing in Pathfinder, I have no idea. I don't know Pathfinder at all. These things have too much health. Random comment, don't mind me. Listen, Korgoth, I knew if I said it 3 times while staring into the mirror, you would arrive. Thing not dead yet. Oh, because I brought my non-DPSers. That's why. Anyways, yeah, in 5th edition and in lore, it is a subclass of rogues. I don't actually know Equalitas. At least not in Reality Land. I know they have got someone who is ostensibly in charge.
They will sap your strength.
The ward is destroyed.
Yeah, they have the Black Divine, and they have... I don't remember what the title is, but, like, the Ultra Magister. But yeah, the Magisterium is functionally ruling. Going back to that Rome parallel, the Magisterium is the Senate. Archon, thank you. Sorry, I'm kind of brain dead. I've been doing open world zombie quests for, like, 3 days now. Did I tell you I had a nightmare about playing, Inquisition? That's not a joke. That actually happened. Now, let me elaborate on that for just 1 second. So, I was trying to get a quest to happen. And the quest, like, wasn't working right or something. Like, I couldn't get the quest to trigger. So I kept running around the town talking to all the NPCs I could, and it kept taking forever every time I would talk to the NPCs. And every time I talked to the NPCs, I would have to go try to kill one of the mobs. And so that would take forever. And then I'd go back to the town to talk to the NPCs to try and trigger the quest, and it just wouldn't trigger. And I was stuck in this loop. And I could not do anything other than just sit here, stuck in this loop forever and ever ever and ever. And you're probably thinking, oh, that sounds very funny. The reason it was so terrifying, the reason I call it a nightmare, is because it's what I call a fever dream. Normally when I dream, I have control of my dream. I have the ability to stop a dream or change a dream at will, because that's just me. That's how I've always been. Except when I'm particularly ill, like when I have a fever. That's why I call them that. So when I have a fever dream, I have no control over it. So I'm just stuck in this loop, aware of the fact that I'm stuck in this loop and unable to wake up or do anything about it. What ended up happening... Oh yeah, I'm normally a lucid dreamers are. What ended up happening was I finally was able to physically flail in bed enough doing this quest because of how much it was bothering me to wake myself up and then be able to break the cycle that way. It was legitimately unpleasant. No joking, no memes. It was just really, really awkward and awful and unpleasant and horrible. It's okay.
Colder than usual. This is magical. We need to keep moving.
We're getting really close to finally being done with all the Drac. In fact, I'd say we're in spitting distance of being done with all the Drac. Once we get past that, I should probably notice that we have a warmth meter and react appropriately. Once we're past the Drac, I think this is going to be a much better experience. I'll take advice on the matter, Blancheval. Anybody think I should do Descent before we go to MSQ? I'm ambivalent. The only thing I think we should definitively do after the MSQ is Trespasser, because duh. But I have no opinion on the matter.
Cold to cut and kill the hate.
We must hurry. The ritual to free the spirit of Hakon is underway.
Would. I mean, we're doing Descent in general. The question is when, Lo.
The creed of Korth the Callow. Leave the lady lost and lonely. Scour the skies of spirits sour.
What I remember most about Descent, other than the obvious, is the fact that my friend recommended I not actually go through with it.
The Hakonite leader is calling the spirit of Hakon into his own body.
Is he insane?
It's okay, Evo. I understand. I hope you had a good talk. I know I keep overemphasizing this point, but I honestly think that if you just kind of skipped all this optional stuff and just did the minimum, replaying this game would not be particularly bad. The game doesn't get credit for that, but I still think it's true. Yeah, I know Evo, I believe, actually has like an optimal route to just smash what's necessary in the hinterlands to get the necessary initial power, and then just move on. And I'm sure there are similar guides available out there at this point to, you know, min-max your power gain to just be able to hit the MSQ and move on. Yep, but this is a review. We try everything in our power to avoid skipping content.
Creed of
Sorry, that sigh wasn't about the review thing. I stand by that firmly. I was just thinking about the multiplayer thing.
Gerd Haraldson, called the Cutter, Wyvern Slayer, Lowland Bear. Begs of Hakon, bring his body's bloody blessings cold and pale!
Okay, I'm gonna Google this, apparently, because I'm running out of time and brain. That order. Okay. Yeah, we did Ishmael. Or, excuse me, Imshale. Jesus Christ.
Sing the song of savage Hakon, born in battle, bloody bladed. Winter's breath to rack the lowlands, cold to cut and kill the hated.
I don't remember who this voice actor is, but he's really sounding familiar. It's bothering me how familiar he sounds.
Meet the might of Mountain Father, crush the creed.
Is that Dominic Keating?
Leave the lady lost and lonely, scour the skies of spirits sallow.
I think you're right. That's funny. Yes, Croatia. We're narrowing in on the end of the Hakon DLC. If this takes much longer, we're going to finish the Hakon DLC tomorrow. Because there's just... it's going to take forever. Way. Here. Oh, come on. Ah, there's an invisible wall. Wait, no, I can go over it. I can go over it.
We cannot harm Hakon until the ritual is disrupted.
Look, I'm in a hurry, okay? What do you want from me? Oh, Jesus, I already don't like anything about this fight. Frickin' bruisers and their infinite whirlwinds. Oh, for Christ's sakes.
Die, Inquisitor! Your predecessor could not stand against me. You shall fall as well. I am the cold blight of winter.
Be careful! He's dousing the fires!
I am Hakon Reborn!
The cold is worse near the creature.
Okay.
Death to the Lowlanders!
It absolutely does, yes, Mr. Red. Not as badly, but it does have it. I was gonna say, this is the actual boss design. Which I suppose I shouldn't sound surprised by, but, you know. The trash fights are making this, or the trash ads are making this slightly less fun, but, you know, whatever. It is what it is. I mean, not the first game that's been true in Wandering Doll. Probably not the last. Okay, we did it.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor? How fares Draken? Has he brought the chant to the whole world yet?
Inquisitor Ameridan, you disappeared in 120 Divine, around the time of the signing of the Navaran Accord.
You say it as though it was... How long?
You were the last Inquisitor. There has not been another since you disappeared 800 years ago.
Draken was my oldest friend. He would have sent someone to find me.
I'm afraid Draken was a little busy with the Darkspawn pouring down from the Anderfells.
I see. Tilana escaped the battle. Did she... Do the records say what became of her?
She returned to the island. From what we can tell, she died trying to reach you through dreams.
I asked her not to. She was a good hunter and the love of my life, but she never... I never wanted this job. Hunting demons was so much simpler than politics.
Inquisitor Ameridan, how could the leader of the Seekers be a mage?
Has history forgotten so much? I was not a Seeker myself, as most Inquisitors were. I used my magical gifts in the hunting of demons in Maleficarum. Do the Seekers no longer welcome the aid of mages?
No, that was forgotten. Among many other things.
Cassandra is a Seeker. And after the Seekers went rogue, she discovered the truth about them.
We learned they developed the Rite of Tranquility.
You mean sundering one from the Fade? The Seekers do it briefly when granting an initiate their abilities.
It has become a way to control mages deemed dangerous. They are left tranquil, permanently.
Killing a man is ugly work. You learn not to look to it as your first recourse. Sundering them from the Fade is easy. Bloodless. I told them spreading such a solution would lead to abuse. They swore that would never happen. They promised. I am so sorry.
Cassandra will rebuild the Seekers into an organization to be proud of again, with the Inquisition's help.
Then you both have my thanks. I was a good hunter. I did not want to lead an organization, but Draken told me I was needed. As I suspect you were needed.
I had goals for my life. I had plans and dreams.
And now you have responsibility. Including that which I was unable to fulfill myself. The dragon carries the spirit of an Avar god. I lacked the strength to kill it. My own magic was able to bind us all, locked in time. But when the cultists drew that spirit into another vessel, it disrupted my bindings. It is breaking free.
I'd be honored to finish what you started.
Thank you. The passage of years can be delayed, but not ignored. I will soon join Talana at Andraste's side. Take this. It holds the last few memories of an old hunter who was neither as wise nor as strong as he thought. Fight well, Inquisitor. I am honored to have met you.
Well, okay.
Need to stop the dragon.
Damn it.
It still carries the spirit of Hakon.
So can I, like, save? Please? Pretty please? Okay, we can save. Perfect. Which means that tomorrow, we'll go kill Hakon.